Node 3199872 connected to node 564560.
Good evening and welcome to New Year's Eve Net of the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. The Western Washington Amateur Television Society is a group of amateur radio enthusiasts that take to the airways with digital amateur television in the DVB-T format. We transmit on 70 centimeters to a crossband repeater on Cougar Mountain and spits out images at 1.2 gigahertz. To find out more about our group, please Google WW7ATS. That will take you to our homepage on the internet. There you'll see the exact frequencies we transmit and receive on, and a little bit of background about our organization. Also, we simulcast our audio on WW7STR's repeater 147.08 with a tone of 103.5. And back to our stream, we stream our nets held on YouTube, and you'll find that when you go to our homepage. There's a link for that. So with that, I'll pause in case anybody has emergency traffic or needs to make a contact before our net gets fully underway. This is Dave, KD7ZYM.
Node 3151950 connected to node 564560.
Again, welcome back to the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. So far checked in via video link is Ron, KD7QKU, Lee, N7KC, Bob, K9PQ, Richard, K7ITX, Jim, N7QO, James, WU7N, and myself, Dave, KD7ZYM. Is there anybody else wishing to check into the net? Hearing none, well, we'll start off the net with Ron, KD7QKU on this New Year's Eve net.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Dave. Good evening to the guys, all of you. Nice to see you. This is KD7QKU over here in North Tacoma. Well, I don't know what to talk about, really, I guess. I can't remember what we talked about last time. So I think Wade and his family went down to Seattle. I think they're probably going to look at the fireworks. But when I saw the news tonight, it was a fog in Seattle, and the top of the needle was sticking out. But the ground fog, I don't think you could look up and see the needle. So I don't know if it's cleared up or will clear up or not. Let's see. Didn't do much. I was just trying to think what I did to. We went over to Joanne's sister's brother-in-law's. Phyllis had made split pea soup. We went over there Sunday night, I guess.
Connected to node 564560.
We had ham for Christmas, and Joanne had made a soup out of that. It had corn and ham and potatoes and carrots and all kind of stuff in it. It was pretty good. So she invited a lady named Ruth that they went to church together when they were kids. Ruth's father was the pastor of the Lutheran church, and they were the same age, so they've known each other for a long time. She's a single lady, always has been single. She's funny, really funny. She just makes you laugh. She's a good storyteller. So whatever happens to her in life, she makes it into kind of a joke. So it's always fun to have her. And I saw Bob, he put a little post on saying that he had gotten his container, so that's good. I'm glad to hear that he's got his stuff and he's getting moved in. So that's about it over here. Oh, it's 36.1 degrees right now. It was 35 when I sat down here. It did the same thing last night. It was. It gets the coldest is about 5:30 or 6 o'clock, and then it warms up a degree or two. So I don't know if it's the clouds. So we've had a lot of fog here today. I didn't think the sun hardly burned through the fog, and it's foggy out now. So back to net, KD7QKU.
KD7QKU, thanks for that. Let's go to Lee, N7KC.
Hang on. There we go. All right. Well, okay. Good evening to you ATVers. This is Lee in 7KC in Port Angeles. Anyway, it's good to see all you guys. And yeah, not a bad day here today. Ron, pea soup, split pea soup, probably one of my favorites. Yeah, nice stringy ham from a ham hock in that or some such. Boy, it's hard to beat that. And the same with butter beans and ham hocks. Oh my gosh, what a wonderful soup. Well, yeah, I see Richard is plumbed up and getting service at the Northwest Kidney Center tonight. Good show. I don't know, Richard, how many times a week and how long a session that you have to sit there and go through that. You might mention that. Um, the plans here are not to go anyplace tonight. We didn't have any fog today, but an old friend from many years ago called me today, lives in North Seattle, and he said he went down to a Green Lake today, and the fog was so thick he had never seen it like that. Yeah, he said it was awful. Um, okay, well, my plans tonight, I do this every New Year's Eve. What I do is at midnight, uh, I go down with my cell phone camera. I take a picture of the power meter, and then I go down by the street and take a picture of the water meter. And I've already done the car odometers. I did those this afternoon because we weren't going anyplace tonight. And then I log all that information, and so I keep very accurate records on what how much electrical energy we use throughout the year and all that sort of thing. I have a lot of data logged here. Anyway, so that's what I'll be doing. This is my fifth net of the night. Um, that's every night is that way with me. My first net is at 5:30, and then 6:15, 6:45, 7, and then 10 o'clock, unless it's Wednesday or Saturday, and then there's the 8 o'clock ATV. So sometimes I'm netted out by the time the ATV net comes along. The rest of them are CW traffic nets. It's just kind of fun to check in. I don't handle traffic anymore. I gave that up because it just took all my time. It just took all my discretionary time. It was awful. And for nonsensical messages too, uh, really silly stuff. So I hung that up, but I still run 6 nets at least a week, sometimes 7, as a net operator. Okay, I don't have anything else at the moment, so I will send it back to Dave. And again, wish y'all everybody a happy 2026 coming up. Hard to believe 2025 slipped by faster than anything I can remember, and here we are starting another one. but we made it. So there you go. Back to you, Dave. This is N7KC, Leonport.
N7KC, thanks with that. And let's go to Bob, K9PQ.
Okay, good evening, everybody. This is Bob K9PQ on Echolink. I was testing OBS before the net, and it wasn't working. And I realized when I pasted in my new key, there is a space after the equal sign before the key, which probably made it not work. So I'm going to test it again right now. I'm going to stop transmitting on Echolink and try OBS.
And we have Bob on the air. I see a picture coming up, so something must have been successful there, Bob.
Okay, Dave. I don't know. I don't know why. I'll figure that out for the next round. So we'll pick it up again next round. K9PQ, back to net control.
K9PQ, thanks for that. You can use 2 meters for audio if you need to, if it's not coming across on high def. So let's pick up Richard, K7ITX.
Okay. Well, here at the Northwest Kidney Center. Lee, I come here on Monday night, Wednesday night, and Friday night. And my session is 4 hours each night. And I get here and get hooked up to the machine about 5:30 and get unhooked about 9:30. And I really like that schedule. You know, if I'm going to have to do it, I think I'm getting the best of both worlds, particularly on the weekend, because I come off the machine Friday night, and then I've got Saturday free, Sunday free, and all day Monday free. So it's like 3 days in a row free. So anyway, that's what that's all about. And yeah, and
Node A, B,
unfortunately,
5D, disconnected.
Well, I've got 23% battery left on my iPhone right now. So hopefully I'll be able to make it through the net. I particularly want to hear a report from Bob and his adventures of unpacking and that sort of thing in his new house. It's such a great thing that's happening for him right now, and I'm really, really happy for him. And Lee, I'll leave it to you to take pictures and log everything in at the end of the year. That is so smart, especially now that I have an electric car. I really would like to be able to have an annual comparison of my electric bill and my kilowatt hours consumed and all that kind of good stuff. So So if I can remember to take a picture of my meter, electric meter, when I get home tonight, that would be pretty amazing. Probably won't, but if I do, I'm going to take a picture, that's for sure. So with that, K7ITX, back to net control.
K7ITX, thanks with that. Let's see if Jim's with us. N7QO in Covington.
N7QO. Thank you, Dave. Good evening, everyone. Well, I am not receiving very well on 2 meters. I hear everyone just fine over the television repeater, but the signal on 2 meters seems to be really low. Trying to receive another signal on 2 meters, but I haven't found anything else yet. Might be no one's talking, or I'm trying to figure out if I have a problem with my radio, or if no one's just really paying attention to 2 meters on this net. Anyway, I got good audio from everyone. Bob, I got good audio from you over the television repeater, but then when you went to Discord, I did not get any audio from, or to OBS, I did not get any audio from you. But I did see your picture just fine.
Node 5, 6, 4.
And yeah, I agree with
5,
Dick. I'm anxious
6,
to hear
0.
what's the latest with your housing situation there too. Ron, eating for New Year's Eve, yeah, we kind of haven't really stopped eating here at the house
Node
as of
A,
yet.
B, 5, D.
What else can I say about that? I have 34 degrees here at the house now. It's very foggy here just south of Covington. Nice and still. Feels a little chilly out there. There's like mist in the air. Lee, that's a whole lot of nets that you are doing, and to be net control for so many, that's quite a chore. I don't know if I'm capable of doing that. Good for you. Dick, yeah, I was curious as well, like Lee, about your schedule for dialysis there. Thank you for mentioning that. And it does sound like about as good a schedule as you could get, I would think. So glad to hear that.
A, B,
and
5, D.
Back to you, Dave, and 7QO.
Node 6, 7, 0, 6, 1.
N7QO, thanks with that. And get a quick ID here again. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. On the 08 machine, I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. I'll pause momentarily in case somebody would like to join in on the net. Hearing none again, welcome to the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. And let's see if we can pick up James, WU7N in Northeast Bellevue.
Okay, Dave, this is James, WU7N in Northeast Bellevue. Need a signal report from you on 2 meters, and then I'm going to be tapping away here on my iPhone here to see if we can get OBS going. So putting out 100 milliwatts into a Yaesu, let's see, it's a FT, that's Foxtrot Tango 2 Delta handheld, about 100 milliwatts. Into a 3-element J-pole hanging in the window. What do I sound like tonight?
Full quiet in. Can't complain.
All right. I think we got that echo problem taken care of. Thanks for your patience with that. Well, a lot going on tonight. Happy 2025 and looking forward to the new year 2026. Let's see. Ron, I don't know how fog and fireworks go together. I don't know what the contingency plan for that is or if there even is one. But that's kind of interesting. I've never really thought about weather and fireworks before, how those two things go together or don't. I echo Lee's sentiment on split pea soup. I haven't had split pea soup in a long time. That's a good source of fiber, too. I remember that years ago when I was eating that. And taking pictures of power, water, and odometer, probably a good thing to do. I should consider starting to do that. Bob, I noticed you're wearing glasses. I don't know if I've ever seen those before. Are those new glasses, or maybe I just never remember seeing them? I'm not sure. Let's see. So hot news for me is, the mighty FJ, the MFJ 844 power SWR meter is officially dead here. I did get on ChatGPT, and I think I might know how to fix it. It seems like the most common things that go out on those because there's just not much to them. So there's two diodes, and it just so happened I was going through my diode junk box, and for $1.19, either I or somebody else that gave those to me bought a 2-pack of Schottky diodes. My goodness, when would that have been? Probably back in the 70s or 80s or somewhere back in there. And so those are the diodes that'll go into the SWR power meter. Then the challenge will be, how do you calibrate this? I'll see if I can get a picture of this. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but we're going to give it a shot here. Let's see, how do I do this? Flip the camera around. Let me see if I can flip that camera. Well, now we're frozen up, so that didn't go well. Anyway, now we're unfrozen. Okay, so flip the camera. Okay, so here's the interior of the meter. Should be coming up there. And as you can see, there's a whole bunch of little pots in here. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side of some kind of an RF shield, and then there's 2 up here. This one and this one seem to be capacitors. The rest of them are pots. So the challenge will be, after I replace this diode, and then there's another diode right here, down here, will I be able to calibrate this thing so it makes some kind of sense? I'm not sure about that, but that's the plan here at this time, is we're going to try and do that. And the ICOM 706 Mark II-G, I think, as Dr. McCoy said to Kirk, it's dead, Jim. I really can't.
WU7N, thanks for that. Your picture disappeared. However, your audio was kind of motorboating. I don't know what that's caused by. Come back.
Thanks for the report. I was using, for that entire audio stream, I just turned the handheld off, and I was just using the cell phone. So you say motorboating. Was it totally unintelligible?
We could understand you okay. I was able to pick you up on high def also.
Okay, yeah, when I first started off, I was unable to get the volume turned down on this handheld. The microphone speaker is so sensitive, I think I was getting feedback between the phone and the microphone on the 2-meter transceiver, so I just turned the radio off, so maybe that started it off wrong and it couldn't recover, I don't know. Turning back to you, this is WU7N Northeast Bellevue. Back to you, Dave, our net control.
WU7N, thanks with that. This is Dave, KD7ZYM. Here in Lake City, I got 35 degrees, and the fog hasn't shown up here in Lake City yet. It's sort of semi-clear outside, but boy, I'd say the last 2 hours I've found a channel on TV that was giving pictures of celebrations of New Year's Eve all around the U.S. And all I can say is I think China actually is making a profit off of New Year's Eve. My gosh, the amount of fireworks that have been ignited everywhere. I don't know if we'll have any fireworks coming from China for our celebration for our 250th year celebration here in the U.S. Boy, I imagine they're going to have to do some more manufacturing, but wow, everything was fantastic. The only interesting thing was Japan did not use fireworks. They had a big ceramic bell that they were ringing for New Year's. So that was kind of interesting. Anyway, that was on the feed that I was able to see. So that's about what I've got to say for New Year's, and welcome everybody to New Year's Eve. And for me, oh my gosh, talk about New Year's Eve meal. I tried something different. I got the Costco chicken, and I was trying to figure out, well, something I can do a little bit different. And so I got the croissants, sliced a croissant, and made a croissant chicken sandwich. Boy, that was delicious. So anyway, a newfound item to do with the chicken. So this is Dave, KD7ZYM, and so we'll move it back to Ron, KD7QKU.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dave. Good evening again. KD7QKU here again. Yeah, good to hear everybody's stories. Yeah, James, you're a little bit motorboaty, all right. You were good to start with, but then you ended up making noise. And Bob, I heard you on 2 meters, I think, and I heard you, saw your picture. You were doing pretty good. And Jim, N7QO, I'm hearing 2 meters just fine, so maybe it's something on your end. I had kind of a funny experience a couple of days ago. Wade drove up in the driveway with a 73 Ford pickup, blue and white. I think he said it had been his grandfather's, and he'd given it to his son Logan. Logan's in the process of learning how to drive and getting his driver's license. Well, the pickup wasn't running very good, and Wade wanted to borrow. He couldn't turn it off because I guess the battery was dead. He wanted to borrow a battery charger, and he wanted to borrow a timing light. So I had 3 battery chargers, so I just gave him one and told him he didn't need to bring it back. But the timing light I'd like to have back. And so he was asking me all kind of questions about this Ford V8. And, you know, I just stood there and I just drew a 0. I don't know if you guys have experienced it or not. I mean, I've had those motors apart and put them together, timing chains, done everything to them. And he said, well, where's number 1 spark plug? Do you think I could tell him? I couldn't tell him where number 1 spark plug. I didn't know if it was on the right side or the left side. I just haven't experienced that, I guess. So the more we stood there and talked, the more I begin to remember a little bit. But man, that's sad. I'm telling you, I just haven't experienced that before. Wade does so much for me, and here I have an opportunity maybe to help him out, and I really can't. I mean, it's pathetic. He asked me, the carburetor probably needs to be clean. He said, can you take it apart and put it together? I said, well, I could have one time, but right now, I don't think I could. Oh my, sad, sad, sad. I guess that's what happens when you get old. So anyway, like I say, and like everybody's saying, Happy New Year. Dave, did you see the fireworks on the computer, or did you see it on TV? I haven't found it on TV yet, but I'll have to look. So it will stay up and see something at midnight and drink something, I suppose. Let's see. I have some Baileys, so we'll probably have some Baileys and toast the New Year's. So anyway, that's what's happening over here. So back to net, KD7QKU.
KD7QKU, thanks for that. Yeah, let's pick up Lee, N7KC in Port Angeles.
Okay, we've got a call sign and probably followed by, there we go. Well, once again, good evening from Port Angeles. This is Lee in 7KC. Yeah, my phone's been kind of busy here. I just had a message from my brother back in Newark, Ohio. So I've got to get to him here pretty quick. And I think I'm going to pull the plug now, and we'll see you guys next year. Anyway, with that, Dave, I'm going to send it back to you. And like I say, we hope to be around. What is this? This is Wednesday night. Yeah, maybe Saturday night. We don't really go too far over here anymore. We don't travel too well. Uh, and Ron, yes, yeah. What is it they say? Yes, in principle you can do that. In practice, maybe not so readily. And I know the effect. I'm afflicted with the same thing. Yeah, it's like, yeah, oh, sure, I can take that carburetor apart, but why would I want to do that? Anyway, we'll see you guys later. This is N7KC, Lee in Port Angeles. Go ahead, Dave.
N7KC, thanks for that good ID here again. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net on the 08 machine. So let's pick up Bob, K9PQ. What say you, Bob?
All of my technical issues resolved. Do you hear me okay, Dave? Can I get a thumbs up? Oh, I hear it. I hear it coming back on streaming. Let me fix that. Uh, okay. So now I've muted my streaming. Uh, and hopefully you're still hearing me fine. So let's see. I what's going on here? It's frozen. Um, okay, I don't know what's happening. I'm looking at the streaming output and it's frozen. I'm going to switch over to Echolink again. Okay, well, I seem to be having some issues with the OBS still, and I think it's maybe internet issues. I'm not sure. So we'll this is, Dave, can you give me a nod or something if this is working? Or thumbs up or something? Okay, all right. So let's see, let me give you the news then. I've got all of the stuff moved in to my place from the first of the 2 pod storage units that I rented. It was delivered yesterday, and the guys came out this morning. 3 guys came out, and man, they were fast. They were really good. So I got a whole bunch of boxes behind me and other things that you can't see the boxes, but other things you can see there behind me. Those that can see it. I have another big bunch of boxes up against the wall by the kitchen for all my kitchen stuff. And then my bedroom is just full of furniture. So I've got to get the furniture out and get my bed put together, and so I can sleep in my bed tonight. My day is not done yet. But let's see. Oh, and a couple of comments. So glasses. Yeah, I'm just wearing, normally when I'm at the computer, I wear reading glasses. These are probably the ones you're used to seeing, those that can see again. These are not quite as strong reading glasses because the screen is farther away, so I'm just using different reading glasses. In fact, my prescription glasses, which are bifocals, I'm slightly farsighted. They broke. The both sides of the ear things came off. The first one came off like 2 days before I moved out of my place, and then the other one came off a little while later. And I was moving around every week, so I couldn't even order glasses because I wouldn't be in the same place to go pick them up. So I'm finally going to order me some new glasses. My only prescription glasses I have are sunglasses right now, which is fine if I'm driving during the daytime. Fortunately, it's very mild farsightedness, so I can drive safely without them. James, your frozen video, your audio issues began after your video froze. So when your video froze, your audio stopped, and then you came back, and it looked like your video might have been a little bit jerky as well, but the audio was lagging behind your video and was definitely had almost like was stuttering a bit. So yeah, other than the boxes, like I said, my bed is here, all my kitchen stuff is here, my TV is here, my HF rig, importantly, is here, and the inside is pretty full, and the garage is pretty full, and I have one more nearly full pod coming back, coming still. So I've got to get all this stuff put away, get the boxes out, and make room for the other pod, which will probably mostly go in the garage. And then the big job really begins getting rid of all the junk so I can park my car in the garage, because I will barely even be able to fit all the stuff in the garage without the car as it is. It's just a single car garage and not very big, not deep. Surprisingly, I'm going to barely fit my car in lengthwise between the door and this wooden platform that they put in place. It's just barely big enough for my car. Mine's not an especially big car, so kind of surprising, but it will fit barely. Okay, I'll send it back. K9PQ.
K9PQ, thanks for that. And let's see if we got Richard, if his cell phone is still with us. K7ITX.
Yes, 19% battery life, so I'm still hanging in there by the thread of my teeth. So, yeah, and thanks for the report, Bob. At least now you got a bed to sleep in. That's pretty cool. So, and God, I can't remember if I told you guys that I ate. Yeah, I don't know if I opened the potato chips for my daughter's New Year's party she was going to, not knowing me better, and so I got yelled at for that. But the good news is I didn't eat very much, and so when I get home tonight from dialysis, there should be potato chips waiting for me. So I'm pretty excited about that. Pretty weird, huh? Small things can work wonders when you're a guy like me. The fog lifted today, so we had it came and went, but for the most part, we had nice sunshine coming through our south elevation viewpoint, and I enjoyed sitting in the sunshine and, sadly, paying the bills. That's one thing that happens at the end of the year is the bills really show up in just mass quantities. So anyway, I got that out of my hair. So with that, I'll send it back to Net Control. This is K7ITX, Richard at the Northwest Kidney Center.
K7ITX, thanks for that. And let's go to Jim, N7QO in Covington, and his 2-meter frequency transmission is full quieting.
N7QO. Thank you, Dave. Yeah, seems like my transmitter's working fine. It's adjusted on frequency, but the receiver seems to have decided not to work all that well for some reason. So I'm going to have to see if it's the same antenna for transmit and receive. There is a separate VHF unit because the VHF antenna is different than the HF antenna going to this radio. So I have to do some troubleshooting, but something may have bit the dust in my radio. If I'm lucky, the HF will still work okay, but we'll see what happens. So thanks for the feedback. And let's see. Jim, I don't know. The Shockley diode, that I would think just replacing that probably should not require any adjustments. I don't know, trying to figure out what pot adjusts what is maybe going to be a head scratcher unless you could find some info on that unit. So good luck on that. Ron, memory problems, there are times, I have to admit too, there are times that I just can't remember something right when I want to. And it's very frustrating because I know the information is there. It's just like I can't produce it right now. I cannot produce it when I want it. But then maybe about 2 o'clock in the morning or so, I'll remember it. And sometimes I'll say something during the middle of the night, and my wife says, "What? What are you saying?" So I don't know. Anyway, I guess that's just the way it works. Lee, it was good to see you. Good night. Hopefully catch you next time around. Bob, your video and audio was just fine. Don't know what exactly happened there, but this last go around it was just fine. And let's see. So what was I doing around here? Well, today and actually yesterday as well, I was doing work around the house. outside work, just trying to get some things done before the rains return. And I thought yesterday was a little on the chilly side, but today seemed to be more bitterly cold. My hands were really, really chilled, and I didn't want to take a break to run in and find some gloves, but I probably have a little more work that I'll do tomorrow morning. I think the weather guessers are saying that it may begin raining around lunchtime tomorrow for my neck of the woods. So we'll see what happens. I'm just happy it's not snowing, but good to get some stuff done outside the house as well. And I could mention that around here, right now, just sitting in the shack, it sounds like there's a war going on outside. I don't know, some of the neighbors, we do have a couple new neighbors. Maybe they brought some fireworks from some reservation or something, because I hear all kinds of booms. More than I did for 4th of July, by the way. Oh, but this coming 4th of July should be pretty exciting. We'll have to stay tuned for that. Back to you, Dave, and 7QO.
In 7QO, thanks for that. And if you're receiving this, I'm able to copy you both on transmit and receive on the 2-meter receive side anyway. Hopefully you're able to get my signal coming in. So let's move on to James, WU7N.
Okay, Dave, thank you very much. Let me go ahead and give me a second to bring up OBS and see if we can get an OBS signal in here without a bunch of motor boating. So stand by one, please.
Okay, let's see how we're doing with this audio. Okay, I'm not getting any motorboating. I'm going to have to drop the headsets because it's pretty difficult to listen to yourself delayed for a minute or two. I don't know if the last time you got a good picture of the interior of the meter or not, but let me try that again just to see if this works. So there's the interior of the meter that I'm trying to repair. Yeah. And this is the little tiny microphone you can see compared to my finger. And then this is the handheld, the Yaesu FT2D. And then right here is the trusty ICOM IC706 Mark IIG that seems to not want to work anymore. I mean, it sort of works as a receiver. Kind of disappointed that you guys didn't tell me exactly which transistor needs to be replaced to repair all of my woes here. But it is really telling that I can broadcast or transmit 100 milliwatts of power into the exact antenna and feed line combination, and that seems to work just fine. Whereas with the ICOM, it was all over the place. I'd have to turn it way up and do all sorts of craziness. So the ICOM definitely is showing its age, and interested in any opinions here as we come to the end of the net on what you think. Belonged to my dad. It'd be nice to get it to work again, but only if it works at 100%. Honestly, don't know what 100% is for that design, the 25-year-old, 30-year-old design. Anyway, well, that's all the hot news that is news. This is James, WU7N. Going to turn it back to Net Control for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society.
WU7N, this is Dave, KD7ZYM. And for Ron's information, I was able to get the pictures of celebrations going on Fox's news channel that's streamed on the internet. And they're carrying, instead of play-by-play news tonight, all of the different celebrations going around in the world. So that was kind of an interesting thing to see. So I'll pass that information on to you. So if you can find it on your TV, you'll be rewarded. And that's about all I've got to say for me here in Lake City. So I'm going to give it back to Ron, KD7QKU.
Okay, KD7QKU here again. Well, let's see. Yeah, they used to show New York or Washington, D.C. I think it was New York there in the river. They used to have, 3 barges, and they're 3 hours different than we are. So at 9 o'clock here, we could see their fireworks, and they were spectacular. And I could see them on TV, but they don't seem to do that anymore, which is kind of a shame. They'll show them, after midnight or something, which is disgusting. Yeah, and I guess the rest of the stuff you have to, I think you said you saw it on Fox. Well, I haven't looked, I guess. But I always like to look at the other. This morning when I got up, they were showing New Zealand. I guess New Zealand had already celebrated the New Year. And James, that radio, ICOM has a repair place in a store right over there in Kirkland. They'd be more than happy to repair that radio for you. I think they have a minimum charge of $100. I've had my friend Randy down in Boise sent me I think it was a Icon 2100 or something that he broke the knob off, and I'd taken it over and they had it fixed. I should have kept it. I should have never sent it back to him. He had a whole bunch of radios. He didn't really need it. But anyway, I don't know if he ever paid me for having it repaired or not, but I know. I think I had him ship it directly to him. So I guess I paid for it, but like I say, I don't know if he ever paid me. But anyway, I do hear some fireworks around the neighborhood, some kabooms, which I don't hear very often. A couple of them are pretty close. What else is going on? When Wade on that Ford engine and the pickup, I have done just about everything to him, but it eventually started coming back, and I guess it's like either use it or lose it, which is kind of sad. If you don't keep doing those things, well, you just don't remember how to do them. So anyway, tomorrow will be some good football games. The Rose Bowl is going to be on tomorrow, but in the Rose Parade. But last I checked, I can get Los Angeles Channel 4, and I was looking at it this evening, and it was pouring down rain. And they were expecting flooding and everything else down there, and they're expecting rain tomorrow for the game and the parade. They said people usually camp out on the street to see the parade, but they were not doing it now. So anyway, that's too bad. Well, let's see. I think we're just about out of time here. At least I'm out of stuff to say. So, Happy New Year, you guys, and I guess we'll see everybody Saturday. KD7QKU. Good night.
KD7QKU, we got your 7 3s. Thanks with that. And let's go to Oak Harbor, to Bob, K9PQ.
It's going. I'm going to take off my headphones here as soon as I hear my voice. Oh, there it is. So, yeah, I'm glad you guys said that it was still coming through. It looks like this streaming coming back was what was kind of choppy for me. What I was looking at didn't and listening. Well, I don't know if I was listening, but it didn't look good. It looked like it was frozen. So I'm just going to ignore any problems with the with what I'm watching on streaming. Um, yeah, I'm hearing fireworks here as well. I have throughout the whole net, and actually before the net started, it gets dark by 5 now, and people are already setting off fireworks around that time. So that's kind of just been going on for quite some time already tonight. It was foggy this morning. Everyone's mentioning the fog. It was not foggy in the afternoon, and I don't know if it's foggy yet tonight. It was very foggy this morning when the movers came about 8:30, which for me was early. I've been getting up later these days, so I had to get myself up and last night I had been kind of casual. I didn't have all that much here, so I've been kind of casual about, oh, I'll just leave something here, I'll leave something there. And last night I had to kind of clean it all up, get it all organized, and make sure I had places for them to put the boxes. So did that last night. Had a few things that had to go into the car. And because especially because it's a 55 plus community, I didn't want to go out and put them in my car late last night. I've discovered you can hear what goes on outside a little bit inside these places, even with double pane windows. So I decided I didn't want to load up the car last night and disturb people late at night. So I did that first thing this morning before they came. What else? Oh, the flooding in California. I haven't been following that. I know they have had terrible flooding. I didn't know it was still going on. That's a shame. And yeah, it'd be sad to see the parade go, but also just it messes up a lot of people's lives very badly. Um, I remember, I think you guys, I think I mentioned earlier, I was kind of wondering about the wind and the rain and how it might have affected this place that I just moved into because the ground has a little bit of a slope to it, but it's pretty close to flat. Um, but what I discovered is right out behind my place is a retention pond. It's one of those that they build where it's not normally a pond, it's just for, flood control. So I'm very happy about that, and there's no sign that there's been any issues with flooding or the wind. There are no wind damage, no flood damage. There have been a couple of disappointing things. The I'm gonna have to replace the dishwasher. That's all there is to it. The inspector came out and he ran all the appliances, and the dishwasher ran, and it was noisy. But I thought, okay, I can put up with it. Well, the problem is, yeah, it's noisy, but also there are some wheels missing from the rack, which is also I could put up with. But it's like that's one more thing. And then the straw that broke the camel's back was the dishes on the top rack didn't get clean. It looked like they never even got any water sprayed on them. So so that's got to go. I'm gonna have to replace it. And fortunately, when I got this loan, I had some extra money left over, so I've got some money that I can use. But um, yeah, that was a bit of a disappointment, and there are other, little problems here and there. But it's all in all, it's fine. All in all, it's fine, and I'm just happy to be here. So, yeah, that's that, and I think that's par for the course. I was going to say, whenever you get into an old house, but new houses can be just as bad because builders don't have things done that should be done. So, it's just kind of the way it is moving into a house. Okay, I'll send it back, K9PQ.
K9PQ, thanks for that. Well, let's pick up Richard for a final K7ITX. And it's 30 seconds away from New Year's in New York.
Hey, Bob, Home Depot and Lowe's have had 50% off on appliances.
Okay. And Ron, if you go to C-SPAN 2, they're showing the Washington, D.C., the Washington Monument is counting down 32, 31, 30. So if you know where C-SPAN 2 is on your television, you'll get to see, I think, what you're looking for. So with that, Happy New Year, everybody. K7ITX, 16, 15, 14. Happy New Year.
K7ITX, thanks for that. This is Dave, KD7ZYM, and this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. So with that, we'll be closing the net at 9 o'clock. On behalf of the Western Washington Amateur Television, again, this is Dave, KD7ZYM, signing off the net again at 9 o'clock. Good evening, all.
Happy New Year, everybody. This is James with a 10 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. End of test. WAU7N.
Happy New Year, everyone, from 87NP.
Node 3151950 disconnected.
Happy New Year, Carlos.